Okay, we will resume our meeting at 18:07. Moving right into chief's reports. Chief Hopkins.
Well, we had one notable response. We had a slow month of October for fires. The crews did get a really good stop on the fire just the other night over on 56th Street. Lots of training events going on. Our technical rescue, and you probably have heard this report several times, but John Stewart spends a lot of time putting time and effort into organizing, coordinating tech rescue scenarios. So I know that above and beyond what the county does for their annual refreshers on each discipline, Stewie takes it to another level and actually plans out like MCO style, dispatches rigs. They don't exactly know what they're going into. It could be climbing a tree to get somebody out. It could be car over the embankment with extrication. It could be taking somebody off a roof.
Was that one of those on the 6th Street Bridge?
Yep. So he coordinates and plans all those and invites. He invited the tech rescue agencies that surround us. You got South County came down with I think 6 technicians and their TR rig, along with I think 6 or 8 of our members on the tech team, and did a full day's training. So he does just wanted to recognize he does above and beyond work and is kind of putting us on the map. And I know he's very much starting to become considered one of the lead county instructors, not just for our agency, but a lot of other departments are asking for his guidance on stuff. So,
Are there ways that we can support him in doing
well, funny you say that. We just got back from St. Louis. We did send them back for a 3-day tech rescue conference. We went back to St. Louis, and I haven't got a chance to run into him to see. Text message, he said everything was going great. Great conference. Thanks for supporting me.
Did he lay down from the arch?
He might have. Wouldn't be, if it was available, I'm sure he did.
Or belay up?
Yeah. So yeah, we are trying to. We try to do a good job identifying when somebody puts the extra effort in, trying to support them by sending them to a conference if we can find one in their field. The tech rescue one is kind of difficult to find, but we did find one. We did send them, so it's
good?
thinking alike. Snohomish County EMS Conference, Bromley assisted in coordinating that training. We had 10 employees attend that. That was over at the Snow 911 building. We got the class of 25-2 recruits, all 9 of them up at the academy. They just would have finished up week 8, so they're in now. By now, they're just starting week 9. And we have had a few of our recruits recognized for some of the awards they hand out. The names escape me, but by the time they graduate, I'll have a rundown of everybody who got every award.
That's kind of coming to be the way of things.
It is high praise, really, in general, from the COs, TOs. Aaron is up at the academy checking in a lot more than I am, and he's always reporting that our recruits are doing well, and the COs and TOs up there usually.
Yeah, I tried to get some covert information about what was going on.
Yeah.
But the guy that I know is, he was in a different battalion or something, and so
Yeah,
so you don't really cross-pollinate between those?
Yeah, they start out, and because there's over 50 recruits, they split them into 2 battalions, and the battalion that he's probably part of, they mix duties and skills on different days, so they don't really see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all of our employees up there doing great.
Good.
So, and then we just Chief Waller keeps us busy, so we got tons of projects with new facilities and upstaffing and new run cards, and I got BC, Withrow, Aaron, all the BCs and training division are assisting with just so many projects I can't keep them straight. So we got a lot of moving parts, but I'm able to be a point guard and have people help me out, so we're moving forward on all the exciting stuff that comes with the new facility and additional staffing. And then I provided you the hours report, and I would just point out that, as predicted, most of the debit hours are all worked, so we're seeing, kind of finishing the year with mostly overtime. Any questions from you guys?
The member that we had on military, is he still gone?
Gone till December, so we, mid-December is when his return date is, and he also has the right to reacclimate, and so we don't, he only gets his cell phone for like an hour on a Sunday, so, and we're not his priority, which I totally get, so we'll probably won't know exactly his return date until he gets his cell phone
Okay.
for a little bit. Do you?
You're tough act to follow. My report fairly boring this month. There hasn't been a lot as far as public education, public outreach. Not a whole lot in safety. We did have, and I know that you're aware, but we did have a car go out of control on Three Lakes Road and go through our fence again down at RLB. Bids came in, working with that driver's insurance company, so it looks like we'll start repairs hopefully as soon as next week and get those done. And that driver's insurance company liked the bids that we submitted them, and they're gonna pay for that and get that done. Speaking of Stewie, just want to tag on a little bit about John Stewart. He's pretty excited about the training that he received and the things that he's doing. He'll be at Fire Explorers Wednesday night, talking to the kids about ropes and setting up systems and all of that. We probably won't have our 14 to 16-year-olds hanging off the building and rappelling down the building, but they will be starting to get familiar with some of that stuff, and it's perfect timing. We've been going through just the basic fire service ropes and knots over the last few weeks, so this is gonna tie right in. So Stewie's excited about that, and I'm excited to have him.
So, do we have insurance on them?
We are chartered through the Boy Scouts, or Scouting USA now, used to be the old Boy Scouts of America, and they all pay a fee, and we charter, and all the kids are members, and are insured through that process, the registration process.
I was just curious about the hesitation of giving them hands-on stuff.
Yeah, well, we have always given them a lot of hands-on stuff, and we continue to do that, but not repellent, and there's limitations that we have, and there's actually a list of them. We can actually put them in live fire if they're 16 years old and have been trained, if we go through the
So this is
proper
something
process.
that's established by the scouts.
Absolutely, yeah, yep, and we follow those rules, hopefully to protect the fire district. So that piece is good. So he'll be doing that. We did just recharter, and finally, the Clahaia Days committee in town used to just run Clahaia Days, and now they run a few of the events in town that the Explorers volunteers work really hard for. And we just, Monday, received a donation to the Explorer Post from the Clahaia Days committee.
Oh, wow.
So we'll be asking, mentioned the chief, we'll be asking him for a quick photo shoot, and then get that advertised,
Nice.
and a thank you to the committee for donating to the kids. That's it.
Question,
Yes.
where are we on the engine committee?
That was back to Chief Hodkinson and Chief Witherell.
Wow,
Yes.
I've never seen fingers
Deflect,
move so
deflect.
I'm
quickly.
gonna
I'm
give,
gonna
Go right to the source.
let
Yes.
Sean give you the report on the engine committee.
Yeah, we had our first meeting, the committee and I, last Tuesday, the 4th, and we're well on our way.
Good.
We're about 80% done conceptually with our design. Jarvis currently working on doing some drawings and putting all the information into Pierce's program. We're on track right now to stay within the lower tier pricing, and our next meeting is December 16th.
Cool.
And
I
we
want
should-
to commend you for getting a jump on that.
Yeah, with the projected forecast of how long it takes to complete the project and our anticipated equipment replacement schedule, we wanna definitely be ahead
Yeah,
and ready to, jump when the time's appropriate to help reduce our costs and also to get the equipment timely and when we want it.
sure.
So, Darby estimates we're between 80 and 85% done, just by the committee doing its research and, actually going out and looking at other concepts of clean engines. Everett's got one, a few now actually, and then, recent deliveries in South County and Surfer. I think we're doing a hybrid approach to all three of those. We're taking everything we like about them and blending it, so.
There's a chance that Pierce has kind of got 5 lines now. And when we took the 4 to 5 year mark, that was in line 3, 4, 5. If we can keep it within line 1, which is what he's saying, there's a chance that delivery date comes down. But my recommendation will be to act on it now, because that line and
Yeah,
that
it's not gonna get
availability, that
any
line could get, could go away, and so, if we can get it in 2 years instead of 4 years, but then we wait a year, then we are in the 4-year mark, and now we're 5, and so,
Right.
once we go, my recommendation is gonna be go, and don't look at the
Yeah,
good news and miss it.
so we'll have a new engine a year early.
Correct.
Darby's a salesman, but he told me that Pierce booked 750 orders for custom bumpers in October.
So let me ask this.
Not him, but Pierce received those orders.
Aside from apparatus, which is obviously a big ticket item, are there other equipment replacement issues that we may want to kind of take a look at and make sure that something similar to that won't come to haunt us on, life packs? I don't know. In case Physio Control decides there's a supply chain issue and you can't get one for 2 years.
And we try to monitor that, but like those are kind of, what was it, 2 years ago when Snow and Run was building their building? They couldn't get generators.
Oh,
Now, we have no problem getting a generator. Guess what we can't get? Fuel tank for the generator.
oh,
So the generator's fine now. So they could get a fuel tank 2 years ago, but not the generator. Now, this year with our station, we can get the generator, no problem, but the fuel tank is, and so we try to monitor those, but my point is that it's so transient, it's
Yeah.
hard to know where the weird hiccup is gonna be. But we do, we listen to Physio Control, we listen to those things, and we try to not, and our replacement schedule is built in so that we can modify it. Yeah, we're not going right to the very last day of life before we replace it.
all right. Thank you, Chief.
I have one thing to add if you want to hear about the ambulances. We're going down to Braun Northwest on December 15th and dropping off our customer supply equipment for them to mount in our ambulances. They said we start production early December, and by December 8th, they expect to have 2 modules built for us. So we'll get to see those when we're down there dropping off equipment, and then we're scheduled for final inspection sometime during the week of Valentine's Day.
Okay. Chief Frater.
Yes, sir. A couple quick things, just a bond update. The funds that we received from the bond sale of proceeds, we paid ourselves back $5.9 million worth of construction expenses right away. So that ate up about half of our bond revenue. And then with the large warrants that you guys have passed in the last 3 months, we've darn near eaten up the last bit of it. So we're just about all the way through our bond proceeds. $681,000 left.
And so we're just kind of moving the cash from bond back to cash.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
because
And then-
there's the weird rule that if you keep it too long, you get penalized. And so we're not running out of money, we're just running out of
Right.
bond designated money.
And then
We're
we'll do,
leveraging.
yes, and we'll do the whole thing all over again here pretty soon. So we'll start racking up and tracking our construction costs, and then we'll get the bond, and we'll do the same kind of stuff. And then while I'm building, I just want to give kudos to Caitlin and thank her. She really embraced the wildland billing, came in, figured it out. We'll talk to you a little bit about the EMAC responses we've had. She jumped in, took care of those, and then with all of her expertise and her really her own drive and attention to detail, she's gone back and audited the last 2 years, well, the year that Chief did, and then the next 2 years that I did, and she's found places where when you build DNR and Washington State Patrol, they'll just take things out, and we'll get a check for a little bit less than what we build them for, but we can't figure out what it is. And you dialogue back and forth and try to figure it out, and I've had them send their worksheets over, and that's been helpful. She went and did all that on her own, and she's gotten some more money from us by pointing out that they shouldn't have taken those things out, that we were actually correct on all of our billing, which was great. Without her due diligence, we wouldn't have got that money back, so.
It's like getting a bill from the doctor's office, you gotta go through and, no, they didn't do a flush.
Yeah.
I gotta charge me for the saline or the tips or.
Yep. And we've seen several come through. I'll get them and I'll say, I don't think that's right, but look at it, and she, sure enough, and she'll go challenge them and say, no, I think we billed it right, and sure enough, they'll put it back in, and so, anyway, she's gotten very good at it, and so we appreciate her expertise and her drive and determination, and if you think of it when you see her, please tell her thank you. That's it.
Wait, whoa. No audits?
Oh, I was gonna talk about audits. Yeah. Audits are so yesterday. I mean, come on. Yeah, there's audits going on. The audit starts on the 19th of this month, with the SAO audit.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Why do we have room? Can we just give them an office here?
Don't.
They used to.
Yes.
They used to, before COVID. They would clear them off, desk space, you had to have.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. And they still offer, we'll come on site if you'd like us to. That's okay. Thanks for the offer. It might get things done faster, I don't know. But in their estimates, they have travel time for back and forth and remote work time in there, and that's what some of our savings have been every year, is because they don't do that anymore. So they still build it in, but.
Still $20,000-$30,000 to.
Yep, to audit ourselves, for them to audit for the privilege.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it's divine.
Chief Hill.
Yes, sir. So a couple things about our structure fires that we've had. We've actually had another one as well that was basically an electrical fire that Sean was the battalion on. But the interesting thing about both of those is we just have been, having gone through daylight savings and all that stuff and all the campaigns and all of them, neither one of those houses had fully operational smoke detectors. Some were completely removed and the dead batteries. And the second house fire that we had was a family of 5, and he woke up, just happened to wake up to go to the bathroom and then recognized the fact that something was off. So no matter how much we bang the drum, we've got to continue to bang the drum and get that message out there. I was out with some friends and happened to talk about closing the door of the other structure fire that we had, and you probably saw one of the posts, just the effectiveness of having a closed door. And I polled my friends, who sleeps with the door, so it's a work that will continue, obviously, for the foreseeable future. A lot of job security in that arena. Other big things that are coming up, we're planning a Fire Ops 101. Captain Hammer's here to give you a quick brief on that. Aaron's actually going to be our operations section chief. Chief Mansfield is going to be the IC for that, and then I'm just overseeing that. That's going to give us an opportunity to invite some electeds, and we've just had a major change, obviously, in city governance. So if any of those folks are interested to come down and see how we do things, if they want to be involved in getting in bunker gear and experiencing a taste of what it is that we do, that'll give us an opportunity to do that along with the media, some media folks. That's going to happen late October 2026. We had our very brief initial meeting for that, and we'll have a planning schedule set on December 15th, and I've given Captain Hammer and Chief Mansfield my directives that I want to see done by then, so that's a good thing. That'll allow us to kind of work on ICS planning outside of response that we normally would. You know, use the planning fee that we talked about certainly, and use the incident command system to manage that whole process from kind of cradle to grave, including the day up. So looking forward to that. Getting very busy in the marshal's office, doing a lot of new construction things. One of the things that I remember when I was interviewing, one of the things that I wanted to focus on was firefighter safety. And by me getting into these buildings, I'm starting to notice a lot of things, especially on the new construction side of things. And one example that I'll share with you is the REP, the building that the REP is in, the restaurant at 924 First. That building is actually getting a sprinkler system, yay. But when we went to do the pressure test for the sprinkler system for the riser, nowhere on the plans did it mention anything about removing the staircase going from the side A building up to the second floor. We opened, there's a door adjacent to that. That staircase no longer exists for access or egress. It's all out of the back of that building, and that is now a staircase going into the basement to access the riser room. And had I not been present to notice those changes, it probably would have went years before, we had a call there, we got to a building inspection, whatever. But as I'm finding this stuff, I'm pushing it out to the crews, just for their situational awareness. There's things going on just down the block at 908. It's got a very unique alarm system in it that we did a final on today, but it's different than anything certainly that I'm used to or have been used to in my career. So
Is this away to the other corner?
it's in the mid block from that, so it would be east of the REP. There's like the REP, another building, and then 908. It's been papered up for quite a while. But that's a residential over commercial. There's a restaurant, a steakhouse going in there. There's an arts and crafts store that's actually in operation right now, and then there's some luxury apartments upstairs. And that did not get a sprinkler system because they didn't meet the threshold. That building was purchased for about $3.5 million, and you have to hit half of that in renovations in order to trigger sprinkler systems, and because it's historic, and et cetera, et cetera. So interesting dealing with those historic buildings for sure. Still doing a lot of integration stuff with the city, working on software on the city side for doing inspections. As far as emergency management goes, we now have enough food to keep us moving along for an extended amount of time. Somewhere in the 2-week neighborhood for all of our employees. We'll probably get tired of cheesy beanie macaroni and whatever, but we do have it, and that's stored both at Station 40 or Facility 40 and Station 42. But yeah, the next steps are, I've talked to Commissioner Erickson about tents and some other things, kind of in that same vein of emergency management and preparedness internally. We'll keep working on that project as the new budget cycle comes into fruition. So that's about what I got for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chief?
Well, I'm working on a station down at mine. It's keeping me busy. I don't know if you've seen it recently.
Oh, that's what's going on down there? That's a fire station?
Yeah. So that's keeping us busy, but, yeah, 4th Street. Yeah, thank you. But also with that, we are already into quite a bit of work as we prepare for the UCC of 42. So our interview with the state board is December 5th. So not only do we have 41 actively construction and 43 we're still interfacing with how 43 is going to be bought for, but we're also starting the process at 42. So we're kind of working on all 3 stations and the potential remodel of Maple. So we're kind of working on 4 of our facilities pretty heavily at any time. So that's keeping me busy. We hired 2 new full-time firefighters, so that's always exciting. They will start. They already have the academy, so they will start December 1st, and will be right onto the line within a couple weeks or a month.
Couple of weeks.
Okay.
These are like laterals?
They are our part-timers that had already gone through the full-time academy.
Right, okay.
And I think of our 9, 6 are part-timers. that are there now, so that's one of those benefits of putting the part-timers through the academy that allows us to leverage that.
Bring them right in.
Yeah. We've been kind of hitting around the edges of maintenance for like 2 years, the vehicle maintenance, but we're moving, so we're reviewing drafts back and forth on an ILA with Tulalip, so we'll probably bring that to you, hopefully the December meeting, but we should start using them relatively soon.
Yes.
Significant savings with them and a pretty good to work with. We're also still moving quickly for 2 government agencies with a school district to hopefully within sometime in 2026 or by 27 have another mechanic in their facility so that we can also be using them. So Chief Osborne and I kind of envisioned a hybrid with the school district and the Tulalip where we can get in and what we can get in, and then if maybe it's more technical, that would go to Tulalip that has more experience in fire trucks, and if less technical, then we can keep it with the school district.
Is Tulalip expanding beyond just us?
They want to. Right now, they take care of all the Tulalip apparatus and then Fire District 21 in rural Arlington Heights area. But they have a goal to expand, yes, in the future.
Where's their shop at?
Off of 116. So you go past Donna's Truck Stop and the Washington State Patrol, Marysville, and they're about a quarter mile down on the right.
Oh, okay.
But also interesting, South County is planning to go for their capital facilities funding here soon, and part of that is a maintenance shop because they're outgrowing their ILA with Linwood. The school district's potentially looking at new property for a new maintenance facility because they have somebody that's really interested in developing their current area. Tulalip has shown interest to work with South County for a new facility, and obviously we would need there. So South County, myself, and Superintendent Colchin are meeting this week to talk about if we can start looking together for some property in that, because the good thing about the school district is they overlap us and South County. So if we could find a spot that's in the school district right on the edge of us in South County, we could potentially find a place that all 4 of us with Tulalip being interesting for a new facility. So we're exploring that idea of, going together to fund a new facility that would be designed for all of us to cohabitate, which is, I always think is good for the community when we can find things like that to leverage together.
Bring several organizations together.
Correct.
It might be tough to find real estate up there though.
Yeah, and it might be on our side, there's all that development that's going in by GP and the county shop and
Yeah.
Cathcart, and it might not be in any one of ours, but anyways, it's all close, as long as it's close. So that's kind of the work there that we're working on. I just got back from